Hey, welcome to Combat Vet Vision. This is a platform for veterans, combat veterans, sponsors, supporters, volunteers to really talk about what we're doing to help out the community, what we're doing to serve our veterans, our combat veterans, why you're out there doing your thing, what it is that's important, where you're finding um, your passions, your pathways, whatever it might be. Some really cool stuff. And my co-host is normally JB Brown. He's going to be on deck shortly. I believe he's been my co-host for the beginning of this since we started back up not too long ago. And JB Brown is a world-renowned chef. He's got his own platform here, Chef's Corner, segment of my Combat Vet Vision platform. But Mike DeLeon is on deck, Recon Chief Incorporated. He's been doing a lot of cool stuff. He's behind the scenes. Him and I do a lot of things. I'm on the platform with him. I do a lot with Warrior Built Foundation. He just got back doing some stuff with them. The PTSD Foundation of America, helping our vets with the PTSD side of things. So we're going to talk a lot about just kind of updates, things that are out there, things that are going on. Mike, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Hey, what's up? Mike DeLeon, Recon Chief in the house. What's going on?
Yeah, getting on with me today. Good to see you, brother.
Awesome, man. It's been a minute. It's been a while.
It has been. Hey, you've been super busy. I know you just got back from King of the Hammers.
Yep.
Hey,
technically, I'm still in King of the Hammers.
You're heading back out there. You ran out of food. You were barbecuing barbecuing out there for the guys and doing some not only that, but doing some fundraising for Recon Chief Incorporated as well as Warrior Built, and getting ready to donate a little bit of money as well as food, obviously, for everybody there in the camp and doing some things. Everybody was out there doing. Talk about it, man. What's going on out there?
It's everything
you got going on.
So King of the Hammers, man. That's Warrior Built's an annual event for the Warrior Built Foundation with their their buggy and some other moto guys. It's a 2-week event up in the desert. It's pretty nice. It's probably the largest one in the world, actually. Off-road gathering and show and competition. Hardest place to race off-road vehicles. People crash all the time, rolling down the hills, rock climbing, craziness, right? But with the Warrior Built Foundation, they don't get to do all the crazy stuff because they keep everybody safe. So camping happens, and whenever you're camping, you need food. So as Recon Chief Inc., I do a lot of catering for the movie industry. And so I offered to do a catering event for them over there and raise money for our foundation and theirs as well. So I've been up there since Friday, did a lot of barbecuing, fed pretty much the entire tech crew, all the mechanics and all the racers that were there for Warrior Built Foundation and their families. And then, of course, they see the food, they see the grills burning, so all our thousands and thousands of neighbors can smell that food. That was my goal, was to make everybody come and say, hey, what are you guys selling? I'm like, no, we're taking donations for us, and we have a couple guys out there helping explain what we do and whatever, and all that stuff we do. And I'll tell you right now, there was a couple people that bought one plate and they dropped $100 bill in the thing because they support veterans. And one of those people was actually the K9 unit for King of the Hammers. They came by with 2 K9 trucks with like 6 K9 officers, and they were like talking to us, and everybody else in all the other camps were like taking pictures thinking that we're getting kicked out of there for cooking. No, they were like, we'll be back with cash. And they came back and they donate, love the veterans, they support the veterans. So it's out, there's supporters out there, and if you don't think they are, they're all over the desert. So we took advantage of that, and that's how I ended up selling out of food. It was all word of mouth. None of it was like really like advertised. It was just because the traffic in front of where we were at, hundreds and hundreds of vehicles passing by all day, all night till like 4 a.m. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. I mean, we always have a lot of stuff going on, Mike, and a lot of people don't know. Me and Mike, we talk every week. I mean, there's a lot of things we're always dealing with. We're talking. Mike's in my warrior groups. He's promoting the warrior groups. He's getting guys to. I mean, he even helps out a lot of the combat vets in a lot of different ways throughout the week and different things, different events that he's done. to even going across country, getting a guy and getting him back over here, getting his stuff and getting it back over to Florida. There's a whole bunch of different things. There's a lot of cool adventures that happens within the community that we're involved with. And we constantly stay engaged in different avenues of support. And Mike, you got something that's coming up. You talked about getting into the movie business. You got Master Chief film, that movie that came out.
Oh yeah.
Master Chief 2 is in the works. You got some stuff going on with another movie. Talk about some of the stuff you got going on within the movie
Yeah,
stuff.
so the hottest thing on the block is with Veteran Powered Films. You can check us out at veteranpoweredfilms.com, just as it's spelled out. There we cast and hire veterans to support military films. As long as there's a good story out there and we get a good script, once we get approval, green light to do filming, we hire and cast veterans. And our ultimate goal is to use the movie and film space to as a healing program for the veterans. A lot of veterans want to be on camera, but they don't know how. A lot of veterans want to be a filmographer or videographer, but they don't know how. And so this is a good place to start, where you have professionals, including the owner and the founder of Veteran Power Films, who's a renowned actress named DeLeon. So this Friday, I've been recruiting for like the last 2 weeks for veterans and their families and friends to come out to a movie set that we have going on in Lake Forest, California, which is used to do a comedic film media strip called Heroes for Hire, and it's going to be like a bunch of different episodes, regarding town hall meetings and stuff and how veterans. So our goal is to like get people to come and be extras and background so that they can see like how veterans act at town hall meetings. And there's a bunch of other sets that we're doing, but the first one to launch the actual like pilot is for the Heroes for Hire town hall meeting in Lake Forest. So I did send it out on the warrior groups, a Google form that they can fill out if you want to be participating in that, or if you just want to come out and eat some good food, because I'm also the chef for that film set that day, this Friday, and that's another thing I do. I do a lot of cooking, kind of like JB, but I do it for the film industry, which I think JB's done it too for film industry, but I've been doing it for um, the filming of the Master Chief and then some other films as well. So that's pretty much what's going on. That's the hottest thing on my table right now.
Yeah, and talk about that. If somebody wants to get a hold of that possibility, how do they need to approach that? And if they want to come down and be part of that, how's that going to work?
So they basically just got to fill out a Google form. We can either post it here or you can check it out in the warrior groups. I think you already posted it. Basically that whole thing scripts out what needs to be done. There's a Google form on there. They just click on that, fill it out, and then the founders, the directors will reach back out to you and confirm with you through email. And then once you confirm that you'll come, they'll send you the address to where to go and the times and then what role you're going to be playing in the town hall meeting.
Definitely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can hit me or Mike up on online or on social media, and we'll get that information out to you for sure if you want to go participate in this. And that's going to be where's it going to be at, Mike?
In Lake Forest, California, which is near Irvine.
Nice.
Near Irvine's, like here. Yeah.
And that is tomorrow, Friday. No, it's Friday, right?
Just Friday. Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, Friday is the 7th.
Yes.
7th of February, 6th or 7th of February.
Yeah. One of those days.
Because today is the 3rd and it's Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So this Friday.
I mean, I don't know if we can post our chats here, but anyway, if you can remember founder at reconchief.com, you can just email me there.
Definitely.
And then the last thing I go on is the Master Chief. So this year is going to be the final cuts, film set cuts that we're doing in Subic Bay and here also in California, San Diego, and LA. We're going to be recruiting. I'm going to be doing talent scouting out for veterans specifically. If you're like a chief Or if you want to just donate uniforms as well, I'm looking for that too. Master Chief Subic Bay is going to be filmed the rest of it this year. So be on the lookout for emails and some advertisement online on different social media outlets, as well as our warrior groups. I'll definitely post it out there. I'm going to be looking for a lot of veterans to be part of this film. Considering I'm the military advisor for the film as my producer role.
Nice. That's good. Hey, and Brian's in the background. He just said type it out in the chat and he'll post it up there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mike.
I sure will.
So, just yeah, and as far as like, Mike's always doing a lot of things, that helps our veterans in a lot of different ways. And he's always been busy doing a lot of things that, pushes me into just different directions as well. He's the reason why I ran into JB, and I'm doing stuff at the Veterans Transition Resource Center. And, he's always pushing veterans to come to the warrior groups that I'm running. And those warrior groups, just to give you some some background on that, the warrior groups that I'm running for the PTSD Foundation of America, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Monday's groups being for right around 2:30 to 4, and the first half hour is just pre-group stuff, just getting on and just talking, having a good time, whatever. It's kind of like being there physically, because these groups are both it's a hybrid group. So physically, sometimes you're at a location, but there's also those that call in. So sometimes when I'm at Warrior Built, or if I'm at the VTRC, or if I'm at some location where veterans are are gathering, we can have a meeting there as well, and then also have it online. So just give you that idea. And then on my Tuesdays group starts at 7:00, but it actually starts 7:30 to 8:30. But at 7:00, again, that first half hour is pre-group time. And then on Wednesday, that group has been opened up to a veteran support group, a veteran trauma support group. The PTSD Foundation of America has opened that up to a lot of different possibilities, so that veterans that are dealing with trauma can just kind of come in and get that support, that camaraderie, that that maybe didn't serve in combat, that maybe if you did want to serve, that you did serve in combat, you can still go to that group. But you can also, that group is really for you veterans that have trauma from anything, that just want to come in and actually discuss things, and maybe have that safe area of support that you can get. So that again starts at 2:30 to 4. And that first half hour is again pre-group, and then it goes into the other side of things. So
cool.
If you want to know about those groups, if you want the link to those groups, hit me up personally, because I'd really, before I give that information out, I would rather talk to veterans or their family members before I give that just direct number out, or that information out to anybody to have. But I do link that to my veteran community all the time. So please hit me up if you want any of that information. And with regards to Warrior Built has a lot of interesting things going on this year. I know they have the opportunity to possibly purchase a piece of property that may benefit them through one of our veterans that has that property available to them, that owns that property. And we have first dibs at it because they have to sell it anyway. So if you are an investor or want to help us with that possibility, please get a hold of us and let us know if that's something that you might want to do, whether you're a sponsor, supporter, volunteer, want to help us with some possibilities, because we're not used to doing business of that degree. We're more always where the rubber hits the road, and constantly taking care of our veterans in some really cool action-packed ways, and just trying to keep these guys going at cool events and things like that. So we are veterans helping veterans, but we are not business like a regular business per se. So keep that in mind. Doing some other incredible things all the time. I get to do a lot of stuff. The VTRC is doing great stuff. I mean, JB has been super busy, so he hasn't been able to be on here talking about all the incredible things that he's doing for, doing some mentoring for the community, doing his chef stuff and getting chefs within the community of the Las Vegas area up to par, helping out some incredible things and businesses and different things that he's doing, as well as helping the veterans out, making sure the VTRC is running a certain way too. They just moved, so we just ended up doing a big campaign, offloading all the moving one from one facility to the next, and then on top of that, getting with combat vets. They dropped off a whole bunch of food for a food drive kind of thing that they were putting together, and that worked out really cool. And that food was being dispersed to needed veterans that in need throughout the last couple of weeks, and they still have a couple of food, there's still some food to give away. So, and I hope JB makes it on so he can discuss that more fully. But these are the kind of things, the updates that we want to just discuss and talk about. And there's some just always some incredible things, incredible stories that I want to be able to discuss and talk about. And some of those things that are always amazing to me is that I've been doing this a long time. I've been in this community for a long time, and I didn't necessarily think that this is going to be something that I was going to be able to do. I talk about it a lot, as Brian Hay said, "Hey, we're going to have this podcast, and Chief, you should do a podcast." And so I'm going to do these podcast things. And Brian's behind the scenes; he's doing his thing and keeping the buttons pushed and running this stuff. And he doesn't do this live stuff anymore because he tunes things up really well, and he does feed drops that he's done in the backdrop to really kind of judge how podcasts are coming out and how it's being edited, all these different things. But this is a live thing, so this is always kind of fluid, and it doesn't get edited. It goes straight from here to syndication, and it gets pumped out to all these different wherever you get your podcast, you can listen to it, and you can listen to it pretty much without any kind of editing, and it goes into functionality. So it's cool that I was able to do this podcast because it gives veterans a platform to tell their stories. It gives us as veterans to be able to talk about things that are really concerning, issues that come up. And it's not really necessarily, and I don't want it to be a place where we just come in here and just complain and bash society, bash, the VA, bash the things that sometimes is targets of opportunity, targets of real life situations, because the VA, can be that to a lot of veterans. But in all reality, the VA is one of the best things that we have as veterans, and society is one of the best things we have. And that's the reason why we serve, because we believe in society and we constantly are involved in society. And what we do in that really matters. And I think as veterans, we have to leave the service after a certain amount of time. What we do in that transition, what we do to transition into civilian life, and how that pathway kind of looks is super important. And I get to see these pathways grow amongst our veterans in slight different situations and over a period of time, and over sometimes some very difficult periods of struggle. And it's incredible to me when I see that struggle become it becomes conquered in some ways, or there's growth that takes place, and something good happens out of it. Out of all that struggle, some of these veterans start thriving, start doing things a little bit different. They change into some great things, and we're into some bigger phases. And Mike's daughter just went into the Navy and just graduated recently, and she's stepping off into some other things. So now we're seeing our kids' time age fill in the gaps, and they're starting their journeys in the military, as that process is taking place. So it's some incredible things, but it's no longer our military, and there's so many things that are changing, and it's a different thing. But at the same time, when it comes down to still being able to take care of our sailors, still being able to take care of our our members, our service members. And as chiefs, that's what we're told: take care of your sailors, take care of your sailors, take care of your sailors. But it's now moved into take care of our members of, everybody that's retired, take care of our guys that we're servicing. We're servicing all services that are for Warrior Built, for the PTSD Foundation. It's all, the combat vets to veterans that that need similar help and support. And now the PTSD Foundation is, transitioned some of their setup to, they now have a female group that's really an incredible group that just took off. And I just posted that today, that somebody else posted. I just reposted it for them. And there's some incredible things that are starting to come about. And so when you see these things come about, it's important to be involved in it. Another one of my buddies from 3-5 hit me up today and said, hey, Chief, are you going on this one event? And I wasn't selected for it because I pumped it out to everybody else. I said, hey, sign up for this. There's a lot of veterans that might need it. It should be. And so there's other veterans that are taking advantage of that. And so it's really cool. So when you see all these veterans, when you see all these things going on, it's really cool to see that they get to take these things, and where their pathway leads, super important. And that's where we're going with it. But hey, it looks like JB Brown is on deck. So we're going to go to JB. Good to see you, brotder. And
hey guys,
Chef
how we doing today?
Chef JB's kitchen. Hey, how you doing, brother? You're on deck, brother.
Good
to see you.
Yeah. And Mike, how's Mike today?
Good, JB.
Hey, good to see you. I'm glad I could jump on today and get home in time.
Yeah,
I left, screamed out of work, said I had to go home.
Yeah, it's great to see you. So yeah, we kind of had time to talk about a lot of things that we're doing. Myself, Mike, and now it's your turn. I know you've been busy. I told them I have this host, that I've had for a while, but you just haven't been on. So I'm looking forward to hearing your stories and what you've been up to. And I know I get to hear it from the background, but it'll be great for our audience to hear what you're doing, brother. So go ahead.
Yeah. So the Veterans Transition Resource Center has moved. We're just down the street from our other one. In our studio, we have 100 non-perishable food boxes that we're giving away on Valentine's Day. Show the Love, Saturday from 9 to 12 with the Combat Motorcycle Veterans Group. And that's our yearly thing that we do. And then our studio will be clear so that maybe we can shoot the next one or have the next podcast. Well, yeah, because the next Saturday. So within a couple of weeks, we'll be in the studio. But, it's great to see Mike and Aaron. I've already had some conversations with you, but we've appointed you as our podcast for the Veterans Transition Resource Center now, and put you on the board of directors. So he's our newest member as a board of directors for the VTRC, Veterans Transition Resource Center. So that's really great. That's a lot of news in itself.
Yes,
welcome aboard.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
And what have you been working on in the community lately that's really been pretty cool? I know you've had some really great opportunities to help out.
Yeah, I'm working with St. Jude's Ranch and their workforce development program for young adults. When they're 18, they are booted off of foster care. So they started a program from 18 to 22 foster care. And what's really nice is that at 22, they lose a lot of people. So I'm working with some people that I've known for a while, and they have a restaurant. So we have the kids in our restaurant, and we haven't opened yet. We're supposed to be opening here in the next couple of weeks, the 18th of February now. But everything goes towards their development. We have the first cohort being trained now, and next Tuesday we start the second one. It's a numbers game, but it's a program that I believe in because I'm a chef and I like to serve good food and I like to help young people. So some of the past kids that we've worked with were at a high school, at Central High School here in Las Vegas. They only have about 20 students, and these students were drummed out of regular public high school because of alcohol abuse and drug abuse and gang abuse, and the just kind of cast off by our society, and that's not good. So it's always about helping the community we live in. So that's why we do the podcast, Aaron. Why you work for PTSD and why Mike works for Recon Chef. I mean, we're all trying to make a difference, and that's what it's about.
Definitely.
At the end of this month, I'll be 74 years old, and it's like I want to give back, and I like to give back, but there's so much to do. Sometimes I don't have enough time. So, being in this program, it's been really demanding of my time, and the program deserves a really good chance. So that's what I'm working on to give it, so that when we open, we stay open, and we try to do everything that's good, for the community. So we have a lot of people that, believe in St. Jude's anyway, and they have a huge following. So once we open the doors, I think we might be pretty busy and be able to train these kids. Some of our past employees are already working at Caesars and Caesar casinos. Some are working in offices as a bilingual receptionist, and they're really making good money. They have health and dental and insurance, which is a big thing for a 22-year-old. They're usually not sick, but if they do get sick, where do they go? They're not awarded the state anymore. So, I mean, it's just a lot of things that are involved. So that's good.
No, that is. And if we can go around and talk about the location of everything, because I think, we talked about a lot of different locations and a lot of things that we're doing. And, for me, just to give you an idea, the PTSD Foundation of America, it's headquartered in Houston, Texas, but it covers all of the United States, and it has warrior groups throughout the United States. So if you look up ptsdusa.org, it covers a huge amount of land and property across the US, right? And there's a lot of groups. So that's that. But I cover pretty much the West Coast, and I work with Eric Pettifer, who covers, some areas down on the East Coast as well. And he's pretty much over on the Blue Ridge Mountains, but and then Warrior Built is actually located in Southern California and Lake Elsinore. That's where it's headquartered out of, but it does races from Baja 1000 to Vegas to Reno. So it covers, a good amount of the West Coast as well. So Warrior Built, we pretty much cover anybody who wants to participate. They can join up in any of these races, but they're pretty much on the West Coast, and they're involved in those type of races. And you know, we got veterans that are doing stuff, and Mike DeLeon with Recon Chief Incorporated, you know, he's all over the place too. Mike, if you could talk about the locations. I mean, he's traveled. He loves to travel. He loves to drive all over the place. But he's done. You know, he went and saw his daughter graduate recently, and he went and fetched up a veteran all the way in Florida and came back and helped support that element just recently. So when you talk about logistic capabilities and things that we're doing that for guys that are being involved, those things are being involved. So Mike, just talk about your location and anything that I might have missed too.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? I'm actually located at Camp Pendleton Marine Base. So I operate everything that I need to operate out of my nonprofit right here out of my home in Camp Pendleton, Oceanside, California. But like Aaron is saying, I do travel a lot. Recently came back in December. My daughter graduated from the Navy, and she's now going to be a Russian linguist for the Navy. So she's in school in Monterey Bay learning Russian. So that's pretty cool. Back in the summertime, I was there around June or July. Took a road trip for one of the veterans that we have. His name is Jay. He came on our groups, and I met him a couple of years back, and he needed some help, and nobody would help him, and no one can spread any time or carve out any time to do what he wanted to do. So I offered, I'm like, you know what? I'll be at your door between now and this certain time. And it took me about 3 days to get there. Midnight, knocked on his door. I'm like, pack your bags, let's go. So hey, long story short, we took a road trip from Florida all the way to the very bottom of Florida, all the way back to Moreno Valley, California, just to take all his stuff that he left behind in storage. That's been sitting in storage, accumulating $500 a month. I'm like, my suggestion was, why don't you just take it out? So you add $500 to your monthly income and get your stuff out of there. So that's what we did. We got all the stuff out. You brought it all back to Florida. So that was a big thank you. But you know, like who else is gonna do it? You know, I was like, I have time. Let's go. So that was a big road trip and a big learning experience as well, because you know, he does have PTSD and he's got other mental issues and other like physical issues as well. And all that came to his attention, and he learned a lot about himself too during that road trip. That's 3,000 miles. You get to think about everything by yourself, and with crazy chief like me driving, you know, like he had a lot of thinking to do. And so that kind of changed his aspect on the way he deals with life now. And you know, I'm hoping that really did affect him in a positive way.
That's good stuff.
Sure did, man. Yeah,
and Mike's very involved in you know in the you know the chief season. You know, when our selectees make chief and participated in that all the way from San Diego all the way to Florida. He went down to Florida for the pinning ceremony. You know, last night and big ceremony stuff for the chief ceremony stuff. And so he participates in that all the time. He's got me going on that next year. I got to be prepared to go with him on doing some stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. So.
Yeah, real quick on that. So yeah, I do initiate chiefs every year. I've been doing it since I retired, since 2016. I have not skipped a beat yet. Last year was my first time actually going out to Florida. I drove all the way to Jacksonville to be part of the CPO pinning week and on all that. And the final night happened down here in San Diego. But every year I try to make a trip to a different location where they're, you know, branding new chiefs, like Hawaii, Japan, San Diego, Florida, and Norfolk, Virginia. So I try my best to like go to a different place every year. So that's why I'm always on the move. I'm always traveling and I'm always meeting new veterans. So my network is pretty huge. I can reach out to any state in the entire America and get a hold of a veteran that I personally know, served with, or have dealt with in the past.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing too, because in the process, he also helped Jay's daughter get into the Navy in a process that needed to happen, and she graduated recently, and she's going to her school, and that's another cool thing that went down because of some processes that needed to happen. So it's really hard to keep up with ourselves sometimes, and
I forgot about it.
When you have all these pieces of puzzles that are going together. sometimes it takes each one of us to stay in sync. And Mike also has guests that he sends my way to put on the podcast as well, that have interesting things. Some of my guests that if you look back at some of my shows, they're part of the veteran powered films and all these different things that he's involved in. And they're also, veterans that served, and, just interesting people that have a story, and it's interesting to hear their stories. And so Mike's still helping veterans become veterans, and veterans helping out their kids to become veterans too. So, and he has the connections in the category that they would want to go, because sometimes you don't know what you want to do in the military, and if you have those, and sometimes it still comes back to ask the chief, man.
Sure does.
If you're in the Navy, you know what that means, and it's never so powerful. I never knew how powerful that anchor was until I, got a letter in the mail when I was into the law office of Chief Aaron Siebert, and working at Wounded Warrior Battalion West, and this is not even part of my job duty. And I walked in and helped a veteran, with Social Security disability. And, that's just part of our job when I was at Wounded Warrior Battalion West. And that anchor was just just a cool guiding tool. And it, to be a chief means you're a chief amongst chiefs that have many answers, and we lean on each other to come up with the best solution to help our sailors. So
just real quick, just to give you a quick second. Jay's daughter was going to the Navy, and they were going to give her like a crappy job. And then when I got there, they found out that I was a chief, and then the recruiter was getting ready to screw her over. And I'm like, what's your recruiter's name? The recruiter just so happened to be stationed with me in USS Antietam in Japan. And she was actually training to become a chief. I told Jay's daughter, you tell her, Chief DeLeon says, get your act together. She did. She told her, yeah, you want to speak to Chief DeLeon? She's like, who's Chief DeLeon? He's from Japan. And he goes, like, the Chief DeLeon? That's what she said. She's a first class. And his daughter goes, yeah, the Chief DeLeon. And then she told all the crews, get her on that thing right now. And that's how she got the job. Because she knew that I was initiating her next year. I'm actually initiating her next year. And she's like, oh, I can't mess with you, DeLeon. That's how powerful. I'm powerful 3,000 miles away.
Yeah, it's just a great networking capability. It's not, it just makes life easy. It makes life easier for some people to know some people. And it's not about, it's an important factor to have the knowledge to be able to use it in a positive way, in a positive light.
They call it the American spoil system, not what you know, it's who you know. And boy, does that work. It's called juice here in Las Vegas.
Exactly. And Chef knows too. Chef, hey, talk about the location. Let's talk about the VTRC and what is its capabilities and where is it located? And obviously here in Las Vegas area. And what are we capable of doing?
We're just before Sunset Park. Our address is 2301 East Sunset Boulevard, and it's Unit 3, Suite 3. It's got a logo. We're going to have a flag out pretty soon on the building in front. And we do claims. We help not just veterans and their families. So one great thing that happened to me and my family was I was on my wife's side. Her niece had a son, and he was my godson, and he just finished boot camp in Oklahoma and for the National Guard, and he's at heavy equipment operator school right now, learning how to run big machinery, big boy toys. And he's graduating March 18th, and I will be in Missouri when he graduates. I promised him I'd come to his graduation. So
Oh, that's outstanding.
You know, it's nice to be this age because if you need to take off, you can take off. You know, it's kind of nice. So, you know, and Mike, I know you're a road warrior and you love to drive 20, 30 hours a day.
Easy
And
day.
I'm flying. I'm getting too old. After about 400 miles, my my flight time says that's it, or drive time. I start not paying too well of attention that I should be taking. So, but you know what? I still love to drive. I drive all the time. You know, I've been going around and picking up the kids, getting them to school. Some of them live on the other side of town. It's okay. You know, I'd rather go pick them up than miss school, you know, miss our class. So it's all relevant. It's like you know, you drive 3,000 miles to help out a friend. You don't even think about it. You just say, okay, I'll be there. You know, it's like sometimes I say I'm going to do something and then it's hard to get done. Ask my friend Aaron. I said, oh yeah, I'll do the podcast with you every week. And then he calls me up like on Monday and I go, Aaron, I can't be there now, you know, and not this week, maybe next week. So when was the last time I did a show? About a month ago?
It's been about a month. Yeah, I think it's been about four shows ago.
Yeah. I need to lock that in. You know, I'm definitely. I'd like to do the show if I'm in Missouri on Tuesday. I think they graduate the 18th. They usually graduate on Friday, though, I'm thinking, but who knows? But I'd like to join the podcast when I'm in Missouri. That would be nice. Something special, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And where's this restaurant going to be for St. Jude's and all this? Where's that all located?
It's 806 South Rancho Drive, which is right off of Rancho and Charleston. And it's in this big Smith shopping center. It's just south of it. Pardon?
In Las Vegas, right?
Yes, in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Unit 6. It's called the Blooming Bistro. And so appropriately, so it's because we want to see young people bloom up. And that's why they call it the Blooming Bistro.
Nice. And
yeah.
And if anybody wants to get involved with being a chef, veteran wise, how do they go about to do that? I know you got you got a program for that. You got all kinds of information on that.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's listening to the program and really would like to do culinary arts, I have two military guys that I mentor right now. One is a high-ranking officer's personal chef, and another one just finished CSN on his GI Bill, and he's working in the industry now and doing very well. He was Student of the Year last year. Also, I work with Freedom Chefs, which is one member of each one of the services, and they're going to the World Cup this year, and then in 28 they go to Germany for the Olympics, the Food Olympics for chefs. So I'm pretty actively involved, or try to be, in a lot of different things, but definitely military wise. And it's good to work with We're close here to Nellis Air Force Base, so I've worked with them in the past, mentoring different teams. Won the John L. Hennessy Award in '97 for Nellis Air Force Base. I mentored them. We were doing ice sculptures for the buffet line. I mean, it was great, you know. Got my chainsaws out and really had a great time with these guys. They were spot on. And after they won the award, they gave me a big plaque, and they had a picnic out at one of the parks there at Nellis, and they poured a pitcher of beer on me. It was pretty great, you know. It's good to, you know, be involved, and it's like you, Aaron, and you, Mike. I know, you know, we all work on different projects. Some of the other things that we do with the VTRC is we do assist and aware for suicide prevention. You know, we're not teaching any classes now. We're downsized a little bit, but they're still involved. We help 22 warriors. I cook November 14th. It's a Saturday at the Eagles out in Henderson. It's on the corner of Pacific Avenue, and I think anyway, I'll get the address for you next week, but we have the honor flight. We do a pancake breakfast for about 500. I do scrambled eggs, sausage, French toast, strawberry toppings, blueberry toppings for the pancakes. And we have about 500 that come through and just have a great time. You know, there's a lot of guys that have been to Washington, D.C. on the honor flight, and they come and talk to other vets. I was talking with Aaron, you and I went and visited, what was he, 101? World War II vet.
Yeah, I think he's up there. I can't remember if it's 101 or 107, but he's up there.
Okay. I think it was 101.
Yeah, for Thanksgiving, and we brought him some food. Yeah. Yep. A week's worth.
Yeah. Well, you asked me for food, beware. I like to feed people.
Yeah, he wasn't going to have family or he wasn't going to be able to get out for Thanksgiving, but
right.
he finally did find somebody that was going to put him up for Thanksgiving, but he got us as a bonus on top of that. So that was great.
So that was good. And, you know, he was in Italy. I mean, he was in heavy combat during World War II, and a hell of a nice guy. I mean, he walked, he talked. I mean, he wasn't, you know, like a 20 or 30-year-old, but he's 101, you know. I'm 74. I don't even know what I'm going to be like if I ever make it that far. You know, I just looking forward to next month. So
yeah, there's, you know, if you look at all the things that we're able to do together, and because of Mike, I know you and all these cool things, it puts together a really good package of things, and it's kind of cool to have us all together right now and talk about some of the incredible things that we're able to do and that we're doing. I can't be everywhere all the time, and it's great that Mike was able to get to King of the Hammers, you know, and we, you know, even though we're not at the studio, we will be in the studio and doing some stuff and putting this podcast together. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how we're able to set that studio up and doing some stuff. And, you know, it's just, there's other veterans that want to do things too. And we need to have, you know, a good volunteer status of things for our volunteers to be able to do and take some ownership as what do they belong to? What is their passions? What can they claim? Right. Am I part of this organization or that organization? And, I keep trying to find those things that really keep our veterans motivated to move forward. And I'm glad that we have the warrior groups, and I'm glad that we have each other, and I'm glad that we have these items and these cool things to look forward to. I'm looking forward to this breakfast. I missed it this last time, but you always make it sound so good, Chef, when you start talking about the toppings, and I'm like, man, but I'm trying to keep my weight down at the same time, but
I know
you don't make it easy.
No,
and Mike doesn't either too. He's up there barbecuing out there for the guys out at the King of the Hammers and stuff. He's like ribs and corn and stuff, and and everybody else starts smelling that food, man. I'm glad, I'm either glad that I'm there or that I'm not there.
Yeah. Well, if we always talk about maybe getting together someday, but I got the smoker. We just got to fix the tire on it.
I would drive out there, but it's not far enough.
Well, yeah, I know. But someday, I honestly believe someday we'll get together. We'll take the big smoker. We have a big trailer smoker. I can cook for 5,000 if you got 5,000 people on it. So,
yeah.
So, I mean, I have all the equipment. I have Cambros. I have chafing dishes. I got pans. I got all sorts of stuff. Stoves. I got a lot of cooking firepower. So, we could really have fun. What's important, Aaron, when you were talking about all these different things is, anybody that's listening, if you live in the Las Vegas area, we always need help when we do things. The more hands, the easier the job.
Oh, yeah.
And it's important that we get some new blood into the VTRC. A lot of people that have been there in the past are old, and it's like I'm still creative. They do their things. I do mine. We have a really good claims person who has a pretty good success rate. We work with attorneys also, but to build any organization, you have to have young blood,
Oh, yeah.
or younger blood. And we really like working with veterans because there's nothing better than veterans helping veterans. When you get through helping a veteran, you feel a gratification and joy in your heart like no other. It's sort of like learning that your leave just got approved for 2 weeks when you're in Yokosuka, Japan. It's like it's like freedom and joy and having a job well done. It's just pretty great. So if you're listening to this podcast today, if you want to get in touch with us, you can they get in touch with us through the podcast?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, they can hit it. They can hit me up in so many different ways, through social media, through the podcast. I mean, I monitor a lot of things. Brian monitors stuff. He'll hit me up on stuff if it comes through.
Good.
You can hit it up on the channel. You can respond. You can send some messages through that, or you can send it to, Facebook Messenger, Aaron Q Siebert. You can find me anywhere.
We do like 22 Warriors. Like I said, suicide prevention. We do Horses for Heroes. We do a lot of different PTSD groups that are around, and people trying to. I mean, it's really. It's 10 years ago or 8 years ago, even before COVID, nobody really dealt with it the way they deal with it now. And that's good. I mean, anytime you can get help or satisfaction in your daily life, then it's a win-win situation for everybody. So please, we need help sometimes.
Well, thanks, Chef. Any last words before I give it to Mike for any last words, and then I'll finish us out and we'll close it out for the day.
No, just it's great to see both of you. Really, Mike, it's great to see you. I look forward to seeing you soon, but like you said, it's not far enough away. So, but we'll see here one of these days soon. I know.
Of course.
Aaron,
Yeah.
I hope you had a nice trip in Tahoe and a mini vacation. I'm looking forward to my trip to Missouri and my godson. So,
Well, as for me, if anyone listening on the show is going up to the desert, I'm actually going back up there tomorrow for the rest of the week to finish off what Warriorboat's doing a giveaway tomorrow for tires and rims. And Saturday and Sunday is the last final days of King of the Hammers, and I'll be queuing up a little bit closer to Hammertown this time, so I'll probably make a lot more money up there. And if you guys haven't been up there and want to watch the show, come up to the desert.
Thanks, Mike.
yeah, the weather's great. The weather's really nice. It's 74 degrees right now.
Yep.
I think summer has kicked winter out up here for some reason. I had to put the air conditioning on today. It was kind of crazy in the vehicle. So
Yeah.
Oh, it's freezing in Johnson Valley. It's 38 to 40 degrees at night.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah, at night.
Yeah. Hey, but it's great. It's great to see you guys. Thanks a lot. And if anybody wants to get a hold of Chef JB or Mike DeLeon, Recon Chief Incorporated, feel free to hit me up anytime. You can do it through that, or you can kind of look them up as well and find them if you need to. But this is Combat Vet Vision. This is where we really get to talk about some really cool things, and it's great to have this platform as a way to just kind of categorize life. And it's great to see our veterans thrive. I often say this a lot that no matter what I'm doing, I may not be that kind of character. I'm not a race car driver, but I play one in real life sometimes. But that's if you're behind the wheel of the Warriorbuilt's Machete Bug, then you're a race car driver, but if you get to pull a wheel off from time to time, I'm not a chase guy, but sometimes I am, whatever you're doing in life. I'm not a podcaster, but I play one in real life all the time. So that's a good deal too. And I'm not a chef, but if I'm cooking, I think I am one, So,
Yeah, there you go.
but Chef JB's a real chef. Mike DeLeon, he's a real chef too when he wants to be, and he's but we're chiefs all the time, so it's pretty cool. But if you want to help, if you want to be involved, if you want to do something like that, talk to us. There's ways to do it. There's some, there's always somebody standing in your way trying to tell you can't, or there's different things, but there's all kinds of cool ways to be involved. And sometimes if it's your passion, if it's your location, if you're in the area that's really going to be suitable for you, and it's where you want to be, then be there and get involved. And if you need that kind of support, let's do it. But if you need a warrior group as a combat vet that's dealing with something really bad, hit me up. If you're a vet that just wants a group, a camaraderie group, hit me up about Wednesday's group, the 2:30 group that I do. And if you want to be a chef, hit me up. We'll get with Chef JB and get you on that program, because like you said, he's helping out veterans get down that pathway. If you want to know about podcasting or be involved, if you want to advertise on this podcast or do something like that, get with me or Brian Colburn, who runs this podcast through citradio.com. Thanks a lot, Brian, for pushing the buttons and making this happen. But
thanks, Brian.
Yeah. Hey, this is what we got. And until next time, strength and honor. Signing off. Out.
The only way, and we need nothing more. The only way, together forever, that's for sure.